Okay, for 819, it says to write it in first term form, and we're going to write it in explicit form, right? Explicit. So, let's take a look at A, right? A goes from 1/2 to 1/4 to 1/8. So we can see that we are multiplying by 1/2. So 1/2 is the multiplier. And if we were going to go backwards, right, to find this 0th term, we would not multiply by 1/2, we would divide by 1/2, which is the same as multiplying by 2, right? So the first term, the 0th term, that imaginary 0th term is 1. So in explicit form, it would be T of n equals the first term, right, 1. And I'm going to write the 1 there so we can tell it's the first term, times the multiplier, which is 1/2, to the n. So if we were going to try this, right, if we put in a 1, right, this one is the first term, right? If we were going to put in a 1 here, we'd get 1/2 to the 1, which is 1/2 times 1, so everything looks like it's working fine. Okay, for B, we go from -7.5 to -9.5 to -11.5, right? Okay, so it looks like we're subtracting 2, right? Subtracting 2. So since this one's linear, right, this one now is, let's use a different color, this one is the slope, right, the -2. And we still need this imaginary 0th term, right? So instead of subtracting 2, we're going to add 2, right? And this would be -5.5, right? That's the 0th term. So now we get for our explicit equation, T of n equals the slope, -2 times n, plus the y-intercept, or the 0th term, which is -5.5 minus 5.5. So there it is in explicit form.